102.9 KARN Radio Center. It is Guatney Unplugged with Scott Romine.
Hey, we're talking with Shawn Maves. He keeps pretty up to date on what's going on in the world of bodybuilding.
So I always try to talk guys how to use performance-enhancing drugs, because half the time these guys will use it and then they run into the health trouble later in their life, or they go to the TRT clinic, when they finally decide to stop using the stuff, and then they're on pills the rest of their life, and there's a lot of emotional damage. I know for myself, I got caught up in the steroid thing years ago for 2.5 years, until I kind of came to my senses. And, the human machine was not meant for this abuse. One of the verses I like in Bible, Psalms 139 says, "You are fearfully and wonderfully made." God made us in his image, and we should respect. By God's grace, I got out of the sport and, try to warn other people. It's great to work out, but the steroid use has to stop.
What is TRT for life? What does that mean?
TRT is testosterone replacement therapy.
Okay.
This is something that I've kind of been a little bit vocal on social media. I try to warn bodybuilders, if you're a heavy user of steroids for 5, 10, 15 years, I try to warn guys, be prepared to be on testosterone replacement therapy for the rest of your life. Because what happens is that your internal organs shut down. Our body is lazy, basically. It does the least amount of work possible. So when you start introducing a synthetic to your body, it'll just shut down, including your testosterone replacement. And that can actually lead to not only sexual dysfunction, but also depression. A lot of these guys come off steroids. They say to themselves, "Well, I think I'll quit now." The problem is when you stop, your body doesn't just magically start up production again, because you've messed with your God-given chemistry of your body. I got to get a good quote I stole from the internet. Somebody wrote this: "Steroids are a loan of testosterone leading straight into crippling long-term TRT debt repayments." And I think that's true. So just try to warn guys. Be prepared to be on this stuff for the rest of your life if you cross that line.
So there's no real cure for that once you've thrown that off.
Yeah, I'm not a real expert, but from my knowledge, when the symptoms when you go so far down the line, I don't think you can really, your body just won't return. Like these are severe cases. And there's been a lot of successful advertising for TRT clinics. It seems to me like even if you have a borderline case, you'll get approved for some of these TRT programs. And I don't even know if that's that wise. I'm not going to debate anybody, because there's a lot of doctors who are really pro TRT. So I just want to bring up the main point I'd like to bring up is that if you're a heavy steroid user, you're going to be taking TRT whether you like it or not. You cross that line, 10, 15 years of steroid use.
Well, the guys on those commercials for that stuff, and they're like ripped and they're 50 years old. Come on, they're on something. Oh yeah. Yeah, you go on Facebook, go on Facebook, some of these YouTube Facebook groups, and you see guys in their 50s, with 6-pack and 19-inch arms. You wonder, like, okay, there's no way you're naturally going to be able to do that. It's just not possible. So you got to be on TRT. And a lot of guys want to advertise, exactly what they're taking, or they're on steroids or something like that. So, it's pretty recognizable. I was going to say, you can make some pretty good gains, though, and I try to encourage people to train naturally. You can make some pretty good gains if you have a solid diet and, with proper training techniques. You really can. But you do have to manage your expectations. You're not going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger if you train natural. Always great to talk to you. That is a great note to end on, and hope to have you on again soon, Shawn. We'll talk some bodybuilding, talk some wrestling.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Hey, thank you so much. Shawn Maves from Canada. We'll see you guys next week on Guatney Unplugged.